Okay, so let's just go back 10 seconds here and then we'll pick it up again. This is our D-shaped stack, and I'm using the D-shaped stack because I got to start somewhere. If I start on C, you know, it's still going to look like it's going to be a Phrygian stack. This is a Dorian stack. We could start on any of the 5, but if we're going to do a Lydian or a Locrian, which is the 4th or the 7th, we have to choose that 4 or that 7 from one of these short patterns here, or we can play a long pattern off of that, and that's not what this lesson is focusing on. I don't mind talking about it, but we should stick with these patterns because I found it's better to learn the short patterns first. Why? Because most people are going to learn, let's say, a C pentatonic off of your low E note here. Is okay, they're not going to learn the long pattern for a C pentatonic. We're going to learn this is the short pattern. Okay, the long pattern, let's say for the A shape, so we've got an A shaped C here. This was the C shaped C. Okay, here's our A shaped C, the short pattern pentatonic. Okay, the long pattern pentatonic goes something like. So that's the end of the long pattern. Then you go into an E shape there. So you're going to go, we just did a short here. We need a stack of 3 short right there because this is the same thing. Like that is our E. Okay, so what happened there? We have okay, we weren't in an E pattern. We were going into a G pattern there. Why? Because when we're starting here with an A-shaped C, we'll just use the mistake as a teaching tool. When we start with an A-shaped C, according to the caged lettered word, the A goes to G shape. So we've got A-shaped C, then we have G-shaped C up here. If I could get Mr. Capo to help me play that chord, we can play it real good. It'd be like this. That's a robust A-shaped C with the 5th on the 2nd string from the top. Okay, so that's why when we came out of the long pattern, brought us from our normal caged pentatonic scale, A-shaped pentatonic scale, whatever that chord is, the real deal, A down here. See, I can play that because I'm down tuned here, you know. Okay, so that's to C. So we start that long pattern here, but that's the diatonic. We want to play the pentatonic, so it's 5, 6, 7, root 2. Actually, when we're in the key of C, yeah, that's 5, 6. Okay, now we're not going to do 7. Here's 7. 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6. And then we'll just look at the notes. Root 2, 3, 5, 6, root. Now we can come down on the short G pattern. So all that was just to bring out the fact that this pentatonic stack here can start on A. Okay, then we'd stack a D on top of there, and then we'd double that A for a 6th string. It could start on E, it could start on G, you know, and we'd just take this little S3D here and put it on top over here, right? Would we not? We can try. Try to get it up there. Alright, so it looks like, you know, we're going to have to do some stretching. By the time I get to the gym, I'm going to have to do some stretching. Okay, so that would be just, that's the same thing. It's the pattern stack there. Okay. And so if we started on the G there, or it's the C shape, it would be C, G, D, A, E, infinitum, right? But remember, we only have 6 strings, and it's a 5-letter system. C, A, G, E, D. So we're always gonna double for 6 strings. So the top and the bottom string always end up to be the same. Why? Because let's say we're going to start in that D shape there. So it's D is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for A, 7 root 2 for E, 3, 4, 5 for C, 6, 7 root for G, okay? And then 2, 3, 4 for D again. Alright? Why are the top and the bottom strings the same when they've skewed over to the left here is because there's a tuning warp that brings them over. So if we put the D right here and we put it on top again, we're going to have to put it over here. Okay? I know I'm being silly. I can see that. And once that's the pattern stack now. The pattern stack drifts to the left, but then we have to take the top 2 strings again to make a real guitar out of it, and we warp them over. Okay, and that's why the top strings. Now let's get our D right here. Remember, D is different than the other ones. Okay, here's our D. You know how the D is like that triangle shaped chord right there? So I'm just getting you used to looking at these. These are essentially just number lists. It's like a number table. Okay. Okay, so what happens is with the D, remember we're counting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you know its whole step is 2, 3 is a whole step, and then 3 to 4 is a half step, and 7 root is a half step. Okay, 3 to 4 down here. Okay, now we're going to do the pentatonic, and we're going to count the pentatonic. All right, so we got 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, and then we have to go over for the 3, 5, and then warp up for the 6 root, and then 2, 3 again. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, is counting on the pentatonic. Now, it helps to do this. When we count on the diatonic like this, you know that D is going to be 2, 3, 4. I know A is going to be 5, 6. I know E is going to be 7 root 2. I know C is going to be 3, 4, 5. But do you know that in pentatonics, and this is going to be in any key on any string. So this is it. That G is going to have 2 notes, the 6th and the root. That C is going to have 2 notes, the 3rd and the 5th. That E is going to have 2 notes, the root and the 2. That A is going to be unchanged, 5 and 6. And D is going to have 2 notes, the 2 and the 3. So anytime you want to make a pentatonic scale, you're going to count like that. And by the way, with the D, we start on the 2, okay, which is where the D starts. The only one that doesn't start on the beginning note